conversation about Hanan. Now we're being told why he was arrested. You know, when he was arrested, according to his lawyers, Godfred Dame, they were not told why he was arrested. And then secondly, even Godfred Dame was not told why his client had been arrested. But it's turning out, per the reports of the Herald, that the affidavit which has been filed in court explaining why the arrest was occasioned, apparently he had used some falsified documents to a bank, a local bank here, to try and get some money before he travels to the UK. And that's why he was prevented from traveling. And of course, they're also saying that based on the falsification of those documents to the court, to the bank, to be able to access some money, they do not even trust that he has any intentions of coming back. He wants to run away. That's why the Attorney General got him to be stopped from traveling, and he's now back in town. Now, I would want to know what Godfred Dame's view on this matter is, and in fact, there's a long write-up in response. But let me just speak. Let me just brief. We don't have that much time, eh?
I know all he said.
Okay. You've seen the write-up? Oh, then that's fine.
We've heard it over.
That's fine. So please go ahead.
Yes. So
please
thank you.
Yes.
First and foremost, let me speak about my learned senior and how he has conducted this whole Hanan case. I mean, Senior Godfred Dame, former Attorney General to the Republic of Ghana. Look, I do not know why he's always quick to run to the media when there are issues about his client. Well, that is not what we were taught in the law school. So at least for someone who has occupied the highest seat at the bar, I thought that at least he should be a model for some of us to learn from. At every single issue he runs to the media, grants interviews, let me see how many releases statements, and then all that. What is the issue? Your client was charged and arraigned before court and answering questions.
Right.
He's been on. There was an application by the state to have some properties of yours or some assets frozen. Indeed, the court agreed and had, together with some accomplices, he wasn't the only one. And that order was granted. So those accounts...
So, but that's the vice president you're short. She's going to clean herself.
In fact...
Has this ever happened?
Well, Chief,
I don't think
you
so.
may have to answer. Dr. Bawumia, did he ever... We'll come to that one, and we'll get to that one.
All right, when we start,
why he took
to be brief
yes.
All right, so on Hanan.
So
on
Hanan, we'll come to that. Now, so there was another, and you see, once another is written or is drawn, it is served on the third parties that are not parties in court. The third parties in here is the bank. Or the banks. They are served with copies of the order that do not do A, B, C, D. So the banks have it and they are operating with it. According to...
You mean the account frozen order?
Yes, the account frozen order. I said the order was granted.
Yes.
And so they were set.
Yeah.
We all knew what happened. Now, beyond that, and when this issue came, you hear Godfred Dame say that insofar as those initial charges were withdrawn, every other order was also, vacated, officer.
Okay.
No, not entirely. Because you see, assuming it is even the case, as for the third party, as in the bank, he is not with you in court. He doesn't know what has happened. So there should be a counter order to him to release the frozen account.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? Because he is not a party to the suit. He is not part of what you are doing in court. An order was drawn and served on him. When I say him, the bank on it. and the bank holds that order. So if there has been a withdrawal of whatever, as a lawyer, what you need to do is to apply to the court to have the same third party, the bank, defreeze those accounts.
And that would have to be done by an explicit instruction to the bank. That
of course, by the court, and not even Godfred Dame. No, you can't do that. The court is not part of what is happening in court.
I get it.
And the bank is not part of what is happening in court. And that is what he's failing to. So for you to now come to the media and tell us that because there was a withdrawal of the charges, the bank is not part of what you are doing in court.
I get it.
So you see, that's the first point, and I think he, with respect, got it wrong.
So you're saying Godfred is wrong on that score?
Because the bank would not know.
Okay.
Interestingly, what we are hearing from what has been filed by the Attorney General is that they knew that they needed a document from the court to convince the bank.
Yes.
Do you understand? You can't just go and say what Godfred Dame is saying.
Right.
Hanan knew very well that he needed a document from the court to show to the bank, who is not a party to what is happening in court, that indeed there has been that defreezing order, if you want to put it that way. So he took some documents to the bank. What were the documents, as we are being told, and has been exhibited? It's not as if the Attorney General is just saying it. Those documents have been exhibited in the application that has been filed.
Okay.
And we must tell respectfully our viewers that the Attorney General has filed an order to have a motion to have the order that granted Hanan leave to travel revoked.
When was that? When did that happen?
No, they filed it on the 8th day of July 2026.
That's 2 days ago.
Yes. And I will explain to you. Let me even take the opportunity to explain. He was arrested before. Because, of course, the arrest needed to happen because at the time he was leaving. They couldn't have procured a court order to stop him from leaving. So they had to arrest him before they go through this. And let me explain. Yes, we know that the court granted him leave to travel.
Yes.
Nobody is disputing that. And what the Attorney General did, or what the law enforcement officers did, was not to spy the order or the terms of the order. But even when you have that order in your favor to travel, it does not also preclude law enforcement agencies or officers to come after you when you commit a subsequent offense.
Okay.
Yes, you are asked to travel. But if subsequently we realize that you have used documents that are not genuine to go to the bank to seek the bank to defreeze the account, that is a crime. And you could be arrested because that is not part of the order that the court drew. As for the court, he said you can travel and come back.
But let me ask you this, as a layman, does the attempt in itself sufficient grounds for you to have stopped the person from traveling?
Attempt
Just the mere
at what?
attempt.
At what?
The mere attempt to want to use falsified documents to access your account, a frozen account, that in itself.
Yes.
Is that enough reason to stop the person?
It's a crime. Attempt is a crime. Okay. It's an inchoate offense.
Okay.
Inchoate. That's why we talk of attempted.
Yes.
Attempted this, attempted that.
I'm asking this question because critics of that decision by the Attorney General to stop him from traveling are saying that, look, even though, yes, the guy may have, at the time, we didn't have the details. The guy may have attempted to use false documents or he may use fake documents to go and access a bank, allegedly, his account. You could have allowed him, because he won't succeed anyway, so you could have allowed him to travel, arrest him, and say that.
So if you attempt a crime, it's not a crime. Is that what?
Of course, it's a crime.
It's a crime. So what's the point?
It's a crime.
So it's a crime.
Could he have been allowed to travel?
No. You see, the issue of allowed to travel.
It's a health issue.
Which and the Attorney General has. Hold it. You've read the affidavit in support of the motion.
Yes.
And it's interesting. The Attorney General didn't just end at the falsification of documents in the bank. He also spoke about the documents he submitted to him.
About his medical condition.
His medical condition. And let me, for purposes of the discussion, let me read.
You are supposed to discuss the other listeners.
Hey, please, why? You are not comfortable with this?
No, I'm saying we
so
are
please,
supposed to discuss
no, don't worry. Let him handle the show.
You have spoken for about 17 minutes.
He will land soon.
Now, 11.
Time is going.
11. That is paragraph 11. that the above conduct of A1, that's the issue with the banks, coupled with the following facts, have constituted A1 into a more significant flight risk than he was in court. Now, it's interesting. You were trying to withdraw all the money. To where? Why? But you see, even with the medical, that the two medical diagnostic reports which A1 submitted to the court as evidence of his medical condition did not in any way support his claims of medical need. The two reports converging on the point that A1 was suffering from allergies and catarrh, treatable by administering anti-allergic eye drops. Attached and marked are exhibits AG5 and AG6, which are the medical reports, diagnosis report, which A1 filed. So when you look at those ones, it says that go and read those medical whatever he attached. He said A1 could not present to this court a valid medical appointment from a medical officer in London. Of course, that's the requirement. Because you are presumed to be going to a medical officer. So you need an appointment from him. But rather a British health and beauty retailer and pharmacy chain online booking. This is what he presented to the court. You see, so Godfred Dame he should take his time. The case is not run in the media. That is why the Attorney General has not responded to him. The Attorney General has now filed the matter in court. He should go and answer the matter there. Because it appears he is not even in sync with his client and regarding what he did and what he may not have done. Because if your client took documents to the bank to show the bank that his assets had been defrozen, but you are saying that it was automatic, that by the mere fact that those earlier charges were withdrawn, his account was free. It meant that there wasn't the need to submit any document. And if it is true that he submitted an online booking of a beauty office, these people can do things. A beauty shop in London as evidence of going to seek medical whatever in London. So, it's a serious matter.
So he's going to provide all that evidence?
The Attorney General has even exhibited all those documents because he submitted it to court, and the Attorney General is now going to prove. And indeed, let's not look. See, at the end of the day, when the court even granted him the permission to travel, the Attorney General did not do anything about it. If he had not attempted to withdraw all the money, and we have an experience of the Ken Ofori Atta factor. When he left,
let me bring in Alfred now. Alfred
came back. So there is no problem.
I'm reading Godfred's statement. He says that our client has not been shown any evidence of any attempted withdrawal of funds from the Economic and Organized Crime Office or the Bureau of National Investigations. Our client arrived at
I'll come to that.
All right, please go ahead.
There's just I have 20 minutes of uninterrupted
please stop. You don't answer this. I know. Who gave you 20 minutes?
Let's go ahead.
It's 9:20.
Just go.
So let me have my 20 minutes.
No, I'm fair.
So you see, it's unfortunate such a thing has happened to a person like Hanan. And to any Ghanaian that this could happen to the person. It's rather sad that we can defend such an offense instituted by the Office of the Attorney General. Why would I say that? You know, as part of the, first, the things that went on, Hanan was ceased from traveling out of the country. So definitely the court will keep his passport and everything for him. He went there to make a case that he needed to travel for medical treatment for, as you already said earlier, on his eye and all those things.
Yes.
The Attorney General's department, they were there when he was making his case to also say that no, they don't think he needs all these things to go on. They lost, and the courts approved that yes, he can travel for his medical treatment. So in the shame of all these things, they have to also now try and act and behave as if Hanan has committed a crime that is unpardonable. In the first place, I'll ask one thing. If he goes to the bank to present the so-called documents, which I don't even believe in, first when they came out, they said that he had gone to the ATM to withdraw cash. Didn't you hear that one? They said he had gone to the ATM to withdraw cash before he traveled. So let's assume that he has now gone to the bank as they claim, and wherever they went to get all those so-called documents that they are displaying now, or showing all across, or giving my brother to decide that, oh, this is a true document or a false document. He's gone to the bank, he's giving the documents out. And the bank refused to give him the money. The bank will first of all cross-check with the courts. You know that?
Yes.
Now, if you cross-check with the courts and they said no, they haven't given him that AE to go, what's the big deal? They'll never give him the money. So this attempt to withdraw all the money and blah, 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 doesn't hold. Because once they have refused to give you the money, you can't even go and write a check or write anything that you are withdrawing.
But he says that the attempt in itself is a crime.
I said, if you present documents to the bank,
yes,
they will first of all check with the courts.
Yes, I know.
Whether it's authenticated or not.
Yes.
Before they can give you the chance to come and withdraw.
I know that. Yes.
Yes. So if the courts, the bank hasn't given you that thing, you cannot go and even write a check.
You don't get
that you are withdrawing.
You think that the attempt, the thinking.
Are you listening to what I'm saying? I know what you are saying, but I'm not on that. I don't want to.
No.
You see,
He doesn't disagree with you on that.
Some of his points he's making, I could have challenged it when he was talking or not.
Oh, no, maybe just a follow-up question.
No, don't ask me. Listen to my flow.
Okay.
I am telling you something. That when you go to a bank and you go and present documents, the bank will first of all check with the courts.
This is what the third time you're saying.
Yes,
and I'm saying that we
I
agree with you on that. So for me, it's not a big issue.
So what I'm saying is that after that, if the bank has gone to check and the courts are saying that you can't withdraw, you can't even write a check to withdraw.
It is also true.
That is why when they came out the first time, they said that he was using ATM to withdraw.
Okay.
Which wasn't true.
Yes.
Now they've gone to look for some so-called documents as an evidence that, that is what he was using to go and deceive the bank to withdraw. You see, I'm building a point that you should understand.
Okay.
That there is no way you even go and write a check when the bank hasn't given the order. Because when you send the order first, they'll go and check. They'll tell you that, okay, give us 1 or 2 days to check with the courts whether it's A, B, or C. After that, that is when they'll get back to you and say that, we've got the clearance. You can now come and withdraw. That is when you write your check. Because I don't think when you went to put the document there that, this is the order from the court, he's put a check there. That's what happened. No, it's not true.
So you proceed.
It's not true. Please don't go there. Then we have the case that, he's been arrested, he wants to run. And secondly, from the time that he was attempting to withdraw that money, they could not arrest him till he got to the airport because it's not that same day that he left. When the Attorney General so-called understood that he was using fake documents, they could have arrested him there at the bank when the bank was doing its checks from the courts. Or they could have even arrested him at home before he gets to the airport. But because they wanted to do a show of, we are in power, we will show you where power lies. So they decided that, when he's going, because they couldn't win their case in court, let's go and arrest him there. And then bring all those so-called, these, I believe, are fake documents to prove that he wanted to withdraw money. It is not true. It is neither here nor there.
I know that
it is neither here nor there.
We're committing in fact, he'll be committing a criminal offense.
Haven't they done that already? Haven't they done that already?
If he falsifies documents.
No, haven't they done that already? Haven't they done that already by going, when the court was saying that we have granted you permission to travel, by going to even arrest the person? Isn't it an offense?
No, what I'm saying is that if the Attorney General falsifies,
that is a matter for another. When we get to court, when we get to court,
yes,
they'll prove.
Okay.
Because if Hanan hasn't presented these documents and you bring it, show us where you get the documents from.
Okay.
That is another proof you have to do.
Let's wait.
Yes. We'll wait for all those things. And if it's true, then we'll sit down and discuss it now.
Yeah.
So, you see, the timing and everything, it tells me that there is something seriously wrong somewhere. Now, let me ask you, was he traveling with a wife?
Of course not.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. So it tells you that this guy didn't want to run away. If you think Hanan wanted to run away, you think and he knows that, I've gone through all these procedures and I didn't even get the money. I'll go and pass through airports to be arrested. You could have passed through Togo border, Ivory Coast border, traveled through there, transited and gone. You could have done that easily. But there was no way he wanted to run. And secondly, If he wanted to run away and had gone through all these criminal procedures, you think he will leave the wife behind, who is part of the case being charged? So that the wife will be the only one who will go to prison, if assuming that the case has gone against them. Come on, let's be realistic. And let's think beyond the box. That these gimmicks will not help us. I'm leaving my wife, someone who I love so much, someone who, assuming I've done all these deals with, and I'll travel because I am the man. If anything, you let the wife rather go, and he will stay here and face the consequences. But he would run away and leave the wife. And then the wife will be the one who will go through the, what do you call it? The court proceedings and be prosecuted and arranged, sent to prison. Because she's the one who is, what do you call it, vulnerable and can go through this. Let's be serious. Argument. Come on, let's be serious. Argument. Let's be serious. You can't come and be tricking Ghanaians every time. And you know, when they do things like that, then I know that they've done something that they are covering. When they do things like that, I know they've done something that they are covering. That will blow cover very soon. And I'm not shocked that it could be part of the meth issue. That's why they are doing all this. So that the meth issue will not be discussed. Because if a country that you arrested cocaine at Pedu Junction, you've arrested another one at Gomua, on the way from Cape Coast to Accra. A different subject. No, I'm giving you an example that you've done these two things, and up to now, we haven't gotten any report on them. You arrested foreign currency and local currency and gold. You said the foreign currency was fake, so it has been bent, or you've given it to which Bank of Ghana or whatever. But the local currency and the gold, you claim that you gave it out, but you don't know what has happened to you. You are now going to ask for it, and all these reports haven't come out. And now we have the meth as well, which is another form of substance. And then you bring this just to come and overshadow everything that is going on. Please, we've passed that stage. We know all these gimmicks. All right. And we know that whatever you are doing, it will come out into light. All these things that they are doing, they are accusing Hanan and this. I don't believe in it. Okay. And my argument will tell you specifically that it is not Hanan who has done anything wrong. Okay. And I'm waiting for that day in court. Because you cannot come and bulldoze your way with, what do you call it? Former Attorney General Godfred Dame. And say that, oh, he's being this, he's being that, he's being that. You denied him. The first thing, anyone, when you arrest anyone, what is one of the first things you give the person? Access to his lawyer, true or false. And you want to tell me that those people who went to arrest him at the airport, they don't know that the first thing, he has one call, access to his lawyers first. So at least tell the lawyer that this is what is happening or this is where I'm going. You deny him any call. You go and put him wherever you want to put him. They don't know whatever is going on. They come and sit there and tell us that, oh, because you are Attorney General, we should take everything you are saying, line, hook, and sinker. Please, please. This is not a kangaroo country. This is not a country that everybody can do anything and joke with. This is not a country that anybody does what they like and they walk away. They shouldn't forget. They have just 2.5 years more. 2.5 years more to account to the people of Ghana. Whatever they said they were coming to do, they are filled promises that they are not able to deliver. And the way they are arresting people left, right, center, forward, especially anybody in opposition and anybody who talks against the government, they want to gag you. They think we are in a revolution time. Anyway, the president has told us that they came by the revolution, so they can do what they like. Okay. They should go ahead and do it. Okay. But 2.5 years is not far. 2.5 years will catch up with them very soon. Okay. By that time, my brother, who will be a minister then, will be now coming out of office. Okay. And I'll smile at all of them and say that you thought you would never come out of power. Okay. God has his own time of dealing with his people. Okay. And this is your time that you are going out of power. And we get a good government to come into power. But you've only given me 10 minutes and you are reading.
No, but you're my man, so. And Bernard, do you have answers for those questions?
So first and foremost, 5 minutes. What's the time now? So we do.
Oh yeah, so it's 53. So yes. It's 5 minutes each.
Okay, so first and foremost, there is no evidence to the fact or the claim that anybody within government said that Annan went to an ATM to withdraw money. There is nobody said this. If you have the statement released by the deputy Attorney General, you would realize that there was no claim by any officer in government that there was an attempt at the ATM. So that is false, complete false. Now, secondly, we are being told that the man presented documents and then the documents needed to be vetted before he writes it. That's not how. Once you go to court, you go to a bank, you tell the bank the amount you want to withdraw. How did we know that he wanted to take the entirety of the money if he didn't suggest that to them? So you present whatever documents together with the document you intend using to withdraw the money. How would they even know that you are the one coming? You hold your check or withdrawal book or whatever. So it is also not the case that he needed to clear himself. That wasn't a court of law. The processes are that he needed to submit whatever document that he intended to rely on together with the document because the bank would just be interested beyond those documents in whatever you intend withdrawing. That even shows you are the one. So you should present. So that one is also not true. Now this claim that the wife and then he left his wife, and that claim I've heard before, and it is funny. We understand this. Look, the main issue, the wife wasn't a public figure, except you tell me what position she held. The wife is in the matter because there had been some relationship in terms of the money movement into some accounts and then all that. And that is why the wife is answering some questions. So if Hanan escaped now, it is very difficult to hold the wife. We understand this. Because what will you ask the wife? It is about the conduct and the conduct of Hanan as a public officer. That is in question. Every other thing comes as a consequence. And so if Hanan escapes now, well, you think we are kids that he would hold the wife's hand and that we are not kids in this country. Let it be told. He wouldn't do that. I mean, if somebody is escaping, he needs to do it smartly. So he couldn't have. But once Hanan escapes, I can tell you as a lawyer, the Attorney General will find it very difficult securing conviction against the others. They are accomplices. They are connected some way, somehow, but they are not the real, because the one who held the position is Hanan. But the question we ask ourselves is, why was he withdrawing the entire money from the bank? You were giving access. Look, he could have gone. He could have gone because nobody, after the order was drawn, he was leaving. Nobody arrested. That's why he said, why didn't we arrest him then? No. Nobody had issues with his trial because there was a court order. If he had not attempted to do this, to withdraw the entire money, and it is not true that the bank called it Attorney General. The bank would not call Attorney General. The bank spoke to law enforcement agencies. Attorney General is a prosecutor. It's not a law enforcement agency. But the law enforcement agencies report to the Attorney General. So that is how the structure operates. So it is not true, and nobody should kid us in this country that because he didn't go with the wife, it meant that he would go and come back. If it is true, what we have cited and the Attorney General has exhibited to courts, in fact, when you even look at it, there is no document from any hospital from outside where he sought to attend. What we have is only a document from a health facility here in Ghana. And they said it would interest you too. I will read something to you shortly. That they said Hanan has an interest. He wants to travel. It's not as if he was referred to go. The facility here said that he intends traveling out there, and that is solely what he held. So we are saying that, look, nobody can also blackmail anybody. Once you commit a crime in this country, regardless of your status, the law will catch up with you. Okay. Nobody has done anything bad to Hanan. He has to answer. This has been filed in court. The learned former Attorney General Godfred Dame should move to court and defend his client and not resort to the media. The media is not the one conducting the matter. Okay. Now the court is seized with the matter. Let them go and slag it out. Did he have a hospital, authorization to come to UK? Did he actually submit documents which turned out not to be true to the bank to withdraw the entire money? At the end of the day, the court will decide. Okay. So it's not within our way to be making those kind of
questions. Now, I have my 5 minutes.
The questions have been answered.
I have my 5. They have not been answered. Okay. He's rather complicated himself in saying what he said. One, I have 5 minutes. It's 9:59. One, the first thing we should note is that when there is a court order that a bank should freeze an account, it's a letter or a distant statement, distant from the bank, from the court to the bank. So before they release it, you have to go through the process of reversing that. Because the court will now write that based on A, B, C, D, those accounts they should defreeze them.
Okay.
They should be defrozen. So I don't see where you will state that, oh, the bank or whichever bank it is went to the law enforcement. They went to the law enforcement that what? Then it means you are telling me that one, the bank did not do their work well. And I should be wary of such a bank. Well, two, you want to tell me that down the customer, customer bank confidentiality is critical. Because if I come to the bank and the bank cannot go to the courts, which gave the order to ask whether this order is A, B, or C, right or wrong, and then they go to either Attorney General or the courts, then I don't know what the bank is doing.
Let me understand something. That's just a quick you. When Hanan came to the bank with a so-called document to make a case for why his money should be given him, you're saying that what did you expect the bank to do?
They cross-check with the courts.
Cross-check with the court?
Yes, because the courts give you the order. The order comes from the court. It's not from Attorney General or any individual.
So I understand you. What I'm trying to say is that if the courts gave the order that this guy's account has been frozen, to wit, or let me say, which then means that he can't access his account.
Yes.
If the same person comes and says that I want money from my account, all the bank needs to do is tell him that, look, you can't have access to this account because we've not heard from the court. But why would they call the court?
If he brings documents.
Yes, they don't have to call the court. They just have to tell him you can't get your money.
Master, if they bring documents
from the court
has given the authority for me to come and withdraw.
But Annan didn't do that.
But that's what they claim, that he's brought fake documents.
No.
The fake documents, where are they
from? The document he brought to court only sought to suggest that, look, the charges that were leveled against have been dropped. The new one has been...
there are two things the bank can do.
Yes.
The bank, as a custodian of your money, would tell you that, hold on, let us cross-check or let us write to the court to get clearance.
Yes.
One, that is what they need to do, to get clearance. Or they'll tell you that, no, we don't go by what you are saying.
Or we need an explicit instruction from the bank that says that go ahead and freeze this account. Yes.
That is all they need to do.
That's all, yes.
The bank on its own cannot get up and say that I'm unfreezing the account.
They can't.
And they do not take instructions from Attorney General or any policeman or anything.
Yes.
So that is how they have to do it. And that is why I am worried that if he's come to you and you know that you cannot give him the money, the best person to consult is the court, not the law enforcement, as my brother is saying that they called law enforcement to come and do what?
I'll explain.
Call law enforcement to come and do what? Because maybe I brought documents showing that, I was charged on A, B, C, D, and that's why they froze my account. Now those charges have been dropped.
And new ones have been preferred.
So new ones have been preferred against me. So by right, I have access to my account. All the bank will tell you that, can you give me a second or two? We'll hold on with you and we'll write officially to the court. And they can get someone go and deliver immediately and get response. They'll tell you that, no, we have to cross-check.
Okay.
That is the duty of the bank.
And that takes time.
And it can take a day.
Because you have to write to the court?
You see, it can take a day.
Okay.
It's not so much time. If this is your top client, you would want to do such a service for him. That's why you have...
Is that Kweku Annan? The former director of communications at the presidency. Oh, okay, that's him.
That's him?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So they'll write to the court to do that. Now, secondly, this AE of saying that, because Hanan is the government official, he is the key person, so nobody can be charged.
I never said that.
So what did you say?
No, he's saying that the government or the Attorney General will struggle to prosecute the wife in the absence of the husband.
The wife has her charges. Hanan has the charges.
It's a consequence of
the
what?
wife. Listen, the wife did business with buffer stock.
Yes, she did.
As her own person.
Yes.
So if her businesses that she did with buffer stock as her own person was not right, they will charge her as a person.
It was not right based on what they believe Hanan had done.
Absolutely.
They believe.
You see, she didn't give herself the contract. Hanan gave her the contract.
No, but when you have the documents from there, the buffer stock.
You don't understand.
When you have the documents from buffer stock and you have the wife's statement and everything, you can check. You don't need Hanan to be there. So if Hanan is dead, it means that this case is stupid.
But that's a different matter.
So what I'm saying is that
but
once you are charging the wife,
presence is key to the prosecution of the matter.
It could be or could not.
And that's why he didn't say it's impossible. He said the state will struggle. It is impossible
or not. Listen, what I'm saying is that you are in charge now. Every document you need from buffer stock you can get because you have appointed a CEO there. So everything that they've done that are untoward, you can get it from buffer stock immediately.
Okay.
So you can get everything on which you can charge the woman on. Okay. Because the woman, you are charging her on her own. You are not charging her as the husband, as the wife of the man. You are charging her on her own that she's running her business.
She's done 10 minutes.
I know.
How can I
it's because I asked a lot of questions. That's why I'm allowed this more.
It's 5
you are not looking.
It's 5 minutes. It's 59. Look at it. It's 59. It's 59. It's only 5.
It's not.
It was 59 I started talking.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was what? 59. 9:59. I told you that it's 9:59. I'm doing my 5 minutes.
No problem.
So I can end here. That's listen. At the end of the day, you can call all those they've done this, they've done that, they've done that. It's a hype.
Okay.
And this hype will not get anywhere because now, from everything that is going on, if you are saying that the courts itself gave Hanan the chance to travel based on the fact that he had presented certain cases to them, and those cases are not right as per the Attorney General, then it means that the courts also did not do their work well.
Okay.
That's what he wants me to believe.
Okay.
That the courts, we cannot trust them to do their work well. Because if it's just a mere prescription or a mere appointment with a beauty clinic as you are claiming, and they sent it to court that, listen, I need to travel. This is my document. I have this beauty clinic I'm going to visit. And the court will say that, oh, you are going to a beauty clinic, so get your passport and go. Then what are we doing?
Okay.
So please, let us not come and try and think that we can mandule and challenge and, bulldoze everyone into believing that because you are in power, so we should believe you. We'll never believe you.
So, it's not just 1 minute. It says he wants to send something across.
Just to lay the matters bare.
Okay.
You see, what actually happened was that Hanan went to the bank and presented documents to prove to the court that to the bank that the court had defrozen his account. What the reason the bank had to alert the enforcement officers was that they became suspicious. Hanan didn't just go. He submitted a document. And the document is an order of a court in a different matter. He is facing multiple
counts.
Not counts.
Charges.
No, not charges. Cases.
Cases.
It's different. And so there is the CCI, the case number CCI/56/25. That case is different from the CCI 1/39/2025. So he submitted the right one with regards to the bank account is the CC 1/39/2025. But he submitted an order that had to do with the case of CCI/56/25. That one concerned some different assets, but not bank account. But I don't know whether it was deliberate or he didn't know. So when he submitted and the bank got hold of it, they said, no, this has no relationship with the order that has been served on us. So that's when they became suspicious. So it is not as though the bank just saw the document and it was regular and they decided as if they are breaching their ethics. That's not what happened. Now, of course, he would have his day in court. Now that the Attorney General has filed and exhibited all these documents, they would also have to respond. And then the matter goes on. But you see, this is the danger. Because the Attorney General is seeking to revoke the order to have him move outside the country.
Yes.
So if they succeed in doing that, then it means that if it is revoked, because the Attorney General is now saying that per what has happened in its entirety, it makes him a flight risk. And a flight risk means that when you are out there, you may not come back. If the court agrees with the Attorney General, then the problem will be that he may not have that access to his passport again until the determination or some other time when the court is convinced. If he is actually not well, then this may go against him. And if indeed needs medical attention out there, then it may go against, because the court will look at all the circumstances and determine. And it is non-novel. The court may grant an order and then revoke it. It happens. But through a proper application by whoever it's affected. Here, the state represented by the Attorney General. So let's see how it goes. He will surely have his day in court. He's been released, as I hear now. He would have to, appear in court to answer for this. And at the end of the day, we move from there.
Okay. All right. I guess that we can move on now. Hello.
You have a minute.
Okay.
If he has 2 minutes, I have a minute.
Please, if you
he did 2 minutes, but I'll do it within a minute. You see, where my brother, I have a problem with him, is that if I even bring these documents as he is stating to the bank, that this is it, all the bank needs to do is not to report to a law enforcement agency. It's first of all to write to the, to the courts to ascertain whether they have approved or agreed for them to defreeze those assets. That's all.
Sorry.
You straight off for listen.
It was a completely different. It's not as if he brought the.
I agree with you that
different.
I don't know whether it's true or not, but I agree with you that it's a completely different document. But whether it's a different document or not, once you bring it to the bank, it's not for the bank to determine whether it's criminality or not.
No, but the bank.
First of all, what they have to do, even if I bring this thing from the court, I have to verify with the court. You need to
even if the court admits that it's an authentic document, it doesn't relate what he brought.
When the bank is writing to the court, don't write whether it's an authentic document. So I write that these accounts A, B, C, D, E, F, that you advise that you should freeze per this order. The letter that they brought in, that this thing should be frozen. If you have written that they should defreeze them, because we have this document.
No, but the document he brought does not have anything to do with defreezing an account.
But you write that these accounts.
Who write?
The bank.
No, the bank would only have to confirm the authenticity of the document. But in this case, the authenticity is not in doubt.
You don't confirm the word of mouth.
The authenticity is not in doubt.
It's not the authenticity of this document, though. The authenticity of me freezing these accounts. That is what the bank is going to do. Whether you've given him the property A, B, C, D, or F, I don't care. It's the accounts that are with me, that are in my possession.
No, but the man came and said, by this document,
so the bank would write to the court that these accounts that.
But they realize that it's not a document related to it.
Bernard,
you are not
relax,
getting it. If it were,
I get what you are saying, but relax and listen. You relax and you need to listen to me. What I'm telling you is that, as much as this document does not relate to the accounts, if I
relate to the order that had been served on the court.
Yes, but because from the court,
maybe you may want to see the document that he took.
Bernard, let me explain something to you so that you get it.
You do. Whilst I
see, Moro, when a court writes to the bank, I don't rely on documents that an individual, especially someone whose account has been frozen, to bring to me as authentic. If he brings it, the onus is on the bank to write back to the court to confirm that based on this earlier letter that you served me, earlier thing that you served me.
So that is how. Let me explain to you.
Massa.
No.
Massa, when there is a court order and you bring anything to show that there is a release, a court order that
served on the bank.
Yes. The bank will have to confirm.
Confirm what?
From the courts, whether truth. But do you know how many documents people can fake? Why do you think when you bring a property to the bank will go to the property, to go to all the lands and everything to check everything?
One is different.
I'm giving you a case.
No, it's completely, it doesn't matter here.
Are you just listening to me?
No, because
you have made your mind, and that's your mind what you've made is not right.
You are not getting it.
Let me conclude here, Boro. Let the the judges, be the those listening to us. When you write to the bank, or when you come to the bank, when your things have been frozen and you come to the bank, that the court has given the order to defreeze my assets. The bank will not just listen to you and take your word for it. They will cross-check with the court whether truthfully accounts that have been named, and they don't just go and
write. There wasn't a name of an account. You are not getting it. Moro, read the order that he sent you.
No, you just read it.
It has everything to do with other assets, but nothing to do with the bank account.
I'm not talking about this issue.
This is the issue we are discussing.
About the order the bank the court gave to the bank that freeze accounts 1, 2, and 3.
And you bring a total. So you are saying that even if I sent a graphic, a daily graphic to the bank will call the court. That's the point you are making.
The bank will write to the court
should confirm
whether account 1, 2, 3 that you said they should freeze has been defrozen or should be defreezed. They will check with them. They don't just get up and take your word line whether your document is right.
Completely different. Completely different.
Okay, with themselves.
He's trying to mislead the bank.
Whether he is misleading the bank or
that
not.
Law enforcement. That is why the bank. That is related to the account. Then the court will just confirm. Are you the one that was?
That is why the bank will write based on the earlier submission.
And
use.
It's not related. How would the bank?
Let me talk. For Christ's sake. No. When you are talking and you are giving all these fake documents, I was quiet. These documents are not authentic. Have you authenticated them?
We haven't. But I'm saying.
Thank you. So they are fake.
I think that, Alfred.
What I am saying is simple. You can't just get up and go to a bank and say that, because the court have given an order that freeze my account, defreeze them, because the court has said defreeze them. The bank will have to go and check. And they will write. And when they are writing, they don't just write an ordinary letter because you've got something that, this shows that the court said defreeze them. They will write specifically asking which accounts should be defrozen.
He says what he took to the bank.
Yes, I know. But I'm telling you that when the bank is going to check with the court, the bank will still have to check.
How would the bank check this?
Then they will check. But this one is not.
It's not related. Stop surprised you are. No. You just see.
Are you listening to me?
Moro, let's move.
Are you listening to me? You don't decide.
You've made your point.
No, you don't decide whether to move on or not.
Let's move.
I think
you can bring different documents.
Yes.
People do that. That is why we have something called documents that are misleading. And that is why I'm telling you that a bank will always go back and check with the courts whether the first letter based on, you see, every document they bring there's a reference. So they will refer to that particular document.
Okay.
Because they are taking instruction on a particular document.
Okay.
So whether you bring this or not, I am writing to confirm that this document that you brought to me earlier on, is it still holding or are we supposed to defease them? Period. Whether this one has been brought or not, I'm not dealing with this one.
No problem.
Thank you.
We can't seem to agree on this matter. Let's move on.
And you come and
so honorable
way that because it's a legal.
Honorable.
So we don't know what to do.
Honorable.
Don't know as a bank how we write
honorable. Let's move on.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.